Lock up tight now. Night's just getting started.
Blade's journey in the MCU has been bumpier than trying to assemble IKEA furniture without the instructions, and after a chaotic mix of rewrites, writer swaps, and rumors of the project being shelved, it's like Marvel was playing a game of will they or won't they more intense than any TV sitcom. But guess what? Mahershala Ali is still on board as Blade, proving that patience is a virtue. Or maybe just stubbornness, and despite the rocky road, it looks like Blade is finally on track, with Mahershala Ali sticking to the role through thick and thin, showcasing the kind of commitment you'd expect from a die-hard vampire hunter. Daniel RPK, everyone's favorite Marvel leaker, spilled the beans on Blade and the Punisher, making it feel like Christmas came early for Marvel fans and Blade is still going to be R-rated, which is about as shocking as finding out coffee is better with sugar, and Marvel Studios in their newfound edgy phase is giving Deadpool 3 the R-rated green light too, proving that Disney can let their hair down sometimes. This move into more mature content marks a significant shift for the studio, suggesting that they're ready to explore darker and more adult-themed stories. That is, if the Blade movie actually does well, much to the delight of fans who have been craving a grittier side of the MCU. Blade is also apparently a period piece set in the early 1900s, because nothing screams vampire movie like old-timey costumes, and it's like they're trying to bring the Roaring Twenties back, but with more fangs and less jazz. Eric Brooks, also known as Blade, was born in 1929, so at least they're sticking to the script, minus the whole Morbius biting thing, and I mean, let's face it, we're probably not going to see Morbius in the MCU, unless they need a good punchline, and setting the film in this era adds a historical dimension to Blade's story, giving it a unique backdrop that differentiates it from the typical modern-day superhero flick. And here's where it gets interesting, because Lilith is after Blade's daughter's blood to create Daywalkers, and it's like she's trying a new recipe, but with more sinister ingredients. And what is her weapon of choice? The ebony blade, and this ties back to Dane Whitman from Eternals, because who doesn't like a good hand-me-down story? This plot point adds a layer of familial drama and conflict to the narrative, as Blade must not only confront his own demons, but also protect his daughter from a formidable foe. So these Daywalkers and Lilith, it's a family drama, but with more biting and showing of teeth. Lilith, who is Dracula's first daughter, got the short end of the stick in the vampire family tree, and she's a Daywalker thanks to a curse. Think of it like having a VIP pass in the vampire world. But there's another side to Lilith, and she's also the mother of demons, and it's like Marvel can't decide if she's in a horror movie or a supernatural soap opera, and this duality in Lilith's character offers a complex villain, combining vampiric traits with demonic elements and making her a multifaceted antagonist for Blade to face. Lilith wielding the Ebony Blade sounds like Marvel's attempt at spicing up history class. The Ebony Blade is basically Excalibur's edgy cosmic relative, basically the definition of if Excalibur went through a goth phase and got super into space. It turns its users into berserkers, which is basically like having too much caffeine to the point where you think you're invincible until you're not, and the inclusion of the Ebony Blade not only connects Blade to other parts of the MCU, but it also introduces mystical elements that could have wider implications for the Marvel Universe. In the comics, the Ebony Blade has a rich history, having been forged by Merlin and Sir Percy. It's not just any old weapon, but it's a dark mirror to the legendary Excalibur, steeped in magic and mystery. Imagine finding out your family heirloom could decide the fate of the world. No pressure, right? And Lilith, she's not your typical vampire. She's got layers like an onion or maybe a cake, but far less sweet, and she's been both a vampire and a demon goddess, juggling identities like someone trying to remember all their online passwords. Dane Whitman is super anxious about the Ebony Blade, and this blade has got more baggage than a celebrity at the airport. Powerful, dangerous, and it prefers users with a bit of a dark side. It's like finding out your family heirloom is actually a cursed artifact, thanks great-grandpa. Whitman's apprehension about wielding the blade adds a psychological depth to his character, exploring the burden of legacy and the struggle against one's darker instincts. With the script for the Blade movie finally locked down, and Mahershala Ali apparently giving it the thumbs up, Blade might just be the hit we're hoping for, or it could be like expecting a gourmet meal and getting fast food, but only time will tell. What are your thoughts on this? Do you think Blade has the potential to be a great movie in the books? Comment what you think, and I'll catch you in the next one.